We need our notes. Hi! Welcome!
Hi!
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us today.
We just spent like 10 minutes trying to adjust the lighting. And then I was like, yeah, I think we're good. Let's start. Okay!
Where are the notes? I'm Michael.
I'm Sue.
We are a close-knit family. It is Sunday, September 15th, 2019. This is Season 2, Episode 15 of A Close-Knit Family. We are a knitcast coming to you from Armstrong in the North Okanagan region of British Columbia, Canada, following my adventures as a newer knitter.
An hour. I'm getting in on this ongoing yarn and knitting addiction.
Yes, and we are down our normal camera today. The boys took it on their trip.
Oh, they've gone on their motorcycle trip, haven't they?
Yes, I'm now using my phone, which used to be sitting on our desk here so that we could see what our camera was looking at, is now connected to my table through a thing. And
it's quite
and we have a pillowcase hanging over our light, and
Anyway,
so if it seems like we're looking slightly above your head, that's because that's where our screen is relative to the actual camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boys are off on their motorcycle trip.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually had kind of a funny start to it. Because
Yes.
So we are, as Mike said, in the North Okanagan region.
British Columbia,
British Columbia.
Canada.
So we are in the lower third quarter of BC.
We're pretty low down in BC,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
And then they were going to head into northern areas of BC and even just probably into the Alaska Panhandle.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I know you say Alaska and immediately think of like snow and ice and all of those things.
But the
Panhandle comes down quite a bit. But still, I was concerned about them going on this trip at this time of year.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, there was snow in northern BC a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? So I really had misgivings about this trip. But last Saturday, they headed off.
Yep.
So the boys being Cool Cam and my hubby.
Yes. Lloyd. And
they met up and they headed to just outside of Kamloops to Paul Lake, which is just outside of Kamloops. Beautiful spot. It's really not far from us. It's like not even 2 hours from where we are here. But because my brother was coming from Vancouver and stuff,
it was a nice meeting place.
So it was a good spot. They set up, and then they were dry, and then we had the thunderstorm.
A rather legendary thunderstorm.
That just sort of went on and on and on.
Yeah.
And there were people...
it was pretty intense,
There were people from all over the region who were all commenting on, watching the storm.
Yeah.
And the storm was just everywhere. And then eventually Grandma even was like, I'm in Vancouver watching the storm. So there was just a lot of thunderstorm activity. And the boys got dumped on.
Yes.
So they were dry inside their tent. But keep in mind, they're motorcycle camping. So you don't even have like a car to sit in.
No.
Or anything. So once you get out of your tent like that, they have a tarp.
Yeah.
So
those boys would absolutely have a tarp.
Oh, yes. It's only like this big. But it opens up into quite a sizable tarp.
Anyway.
So they get everything packed up, and they're packing up in the pouring rain.
Yeah.
And they pack everything up, and they head off to start it on their trip north.
Yeah.
And there's a place in Little Fort, BC, where they just always stop for breakfast in there if they're in the area. So they stopped in there, got hooked up to some Wi-Fi, checked the weather forecast, and for where they were riding for the next 4 days, it was going to be pouring rain. Yeah. And they said, to hell with this.
Yeah, this isn't fun anymore.
And they came home.
Yeah.
So they came back here, dried everything out, took a day to figure out where they could go where it wouldn't be raining.
Yep, turns out south.
So they were headed down into Oregon.
Yep.
And I think today they're going to be back up into the Lower Mainland area.
Alrighty.
And so point is, Lloyd has our camera,
Yes.
which is kind of the point behind all of that.
Yeah, and also that story.
And that story.
Yep. And they stayed here for a couple days while they figured out what next. And
Yeah. And they were able to sort of sit in. Oh, we'll talk about that later. So, yeah. My fingernails.
Your fingernails are very... Is that a stiletto style?
That is a stiletto.
Okay.
I've been saying for a little while now, I just really, really, really wanted stiletto nails.
I was trying to focus on her face.
Is it? Well,
Yeah,
I'm
there we
covering
go.
up our faces. Anyway, so these are fun, but breaking news.
Oh, no!
I broke that trying to put my bra on 10 minutes ago.
Oh, mere 10 minutes ago. So really breaking news.
Yeah. So it had a little crack in it, and I was sitting there yesterday. I'm like, I don't feel like fixing it.
Yeah, and then...
And so now I broke it. But part of the reason why I broke my nail putting my bra on is because I couldn't use this hand to put my bra on because I don't know. I'm calling it a knitting injury.
Your carpal tunnel.
I don't know. It's not my carpal tunnel. It's different. It's only my thumb. Like, I can do this and all these things. No, I can knit. It doesn't hurt. Mm-hmm. No pain. Yeah. But if I try to do this with my thumb, like if I try to swipe on my tablet, it hurts. Or if I wake up in the morning and I try to like get my blanket. Yeah. And no, it hasn't happened. It happened before I made my long nails. Because I would totally say, okay, file off your nails and go back to normal. And so I've kind of been knitting through it. Or I'll tell you this in a minute too. But yeah, I've been trying to have like no knitting days and all sorts of things. Yeah. And
it's not happening.
So I put this on today to remind me not to knit. Yeah. And it's hard.
It is. It can be hard.
It's very, very, very hard. So one of the things I did yesterday in trying not to knit was I made a bingo sheet for Knit City.
For Knit City.
And I'll post that on Instagram. What are we on there? Close Knit Family
Knitcast. Close Knit Family Knitcast.
On Instagram, I'll take a screenshot of it or something, and I'll post that on. So anyway, it's just for fun. There's like no prizes or anything associated with it, but it's just sort of it's a just for fun thing. And so if you decide to, is there some way I can make that as a PDF available for?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so Michael, tell me how to make that available, but then I can't tell you how to find it.
I'll figure it. We'll figure something out. It'll probably be a link that you can go to, and
maybe Michael put it here.
Maybe I'll put it here
if we figure it out that fast.
If it's a link, then I'll just put it in the description. But yeah.
Okay, so there'll be a link in the description. Maybe, no promises.
Maybe.
Anyway, and honestly, this would be a good little fun bingo sheet for any festival.
Mm-hmm. And knitting.
Knitting.
Don't take this to a music festival.
No.
You'll find yourself you'll find yourself sorely disappointed.
They're spinning. Whee! Touch something, ask permission first. You can do all that at a music festival.
What kind of music festivals do you go to? Shambhala, that would be the one.
Any music festivals. Yeah. Anyway, take a break. Yeah. Anyway, so I made this bingo, and we'll put a picture. Well, no, it'll be on Instagram. Yes, that's right. I said that. Yes. So if you happen to get your hands on this, if you happen to go to a yarn festival or specifically Knit City, maybe, what I'm trying to say is some of them are like you could take pictures of you doing those things. So take your pictures and tag us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then if you do the bingo, let us know how you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You betcha.
Be sure to, send Mom a message that just says, bingo!
Bingo! Holding up your sheet with a big smile. Yeah. Bingo! Yeah. If you happen to be in Knit City and you have your bingo sheet, say hi to me.
Yeah.
See me and show me. Well, say hi to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing was, so as you all know, I've been working on the sweater pattern that I'm trying to get put out.
Yes. How's it going?
So got my professional pictures taken. Oh, we should put some here.
Ooh, we should. I'm gonna put some here
with our model Melissa, who will be joining me at Knit City.
Ooh, because I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Loser. Yes, I am a loser.
That's okay. No, you're not. Your employer's a loser.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I got my photos taken. And it's been with the tech editor. Mm-hmm. So she sent it back to me sort of for a first fix all of this.
Yeah.
Wow. Some of it's like, oh my God, thank God she noticed that.
Yep.
Some of it, I'm like, I don't really want to take that out.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that, she and I. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to take her... She's a professional. She's done this before. I haven't. So I'm going to take her her professional advice, or I might try to find a way to fit it in.
Mm-hmm. Would there be a possibility of you guys like talking on Skype or something, or I don't
know,
calling each other somehow?
I don't know if that is. See, all of this costs me money.
That's true.
All of her time costs me money, so. I'm okay with just sending her a message and her sending back and yeah.
Okay.
So that's the other thing I've been trying to do while not knitting. Mm-hmm. My non-knitting activities, and it's good. It's going well. Honestly,
I don't know why. I just started grooving.
I probably would have not gotten to all of these corrections as quickly if I had been able to knit.
Yeah, so it's a good thing that you...
Because I would have kept saying, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that, in order to do it efficiently, I need to have 2 computer screens open.
Yeah.
And luckily, I've been able to do that too.
Yeah.
So that's good. So the pattern is getting... much closer.
It is.
Yeah. And then, Mike, you sent me that hilarious picture.
I did.
Tell me.
So yeah, Robin likes to tag me in things on Facebook, and she tagged me in this one post of, finally finding a good use for Crocs.
Okay, put the picture.
Yeah, there's the picture. And, I'm not sure what you would call that, because is it a
spool?
Spool, yeah, a spool holder for your Crocs.
Yeah.
Or your Crocs are a spool holder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
goodness knows there's no other use for Crocs.
Crocs are really comfortable.
Okay.
And they're very cleanable.
Okay.
Okay, well... I'm not going to say they're, like, sanitary, but they're cleanable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. But, some... I like to be tagged in such memes that I can come on here and be like, hey, this is funny, and it's relevant.
Yeah. So. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we, I want to talk about a thing. Do we want to do that now or later?
Oh, sure. Bring it up.
Okay. So, I had a weird experience with something earlier this week. As I'm sure has become clear by now, one of my other main hobbies in life is Dungeons and Dragons.
No.
Yes. as I look over at
gaming.
as I look over at my book, at my 3 Dungeons and Dragons books, they're just sitting there. Anyway, but one of the I primarily play as the dungeon master, the person who is, sitting at the front of the table and guiding the players through the story, because I know the full story, but I'm the only person who knows the full story. Anyway, a lot of the time, this has involved me having to write the adventures myself, and I am not a confident writer, particularly not a confident creative writer. And there's this one campaign that I've been playing down in Lake Country. I've mentioned it before. And I have just, like, for the whole thing, I've just been like, this is bad. I can do better than this, but, or like, not necessarily I can do better than this, but better than this can be done, and it's probably been done by someone who isn't me. Then a little while ago, my friend Fiona joined that campaign. Now, Fiona is a very prolific, I guess, Dungeons and Dragons player.
There we go.
She plays in a lot of campaigns, and we were talking one day on our drive home, and she said, "Yeah, this campaign that you're writing is very quickly becoming one of my favorite campaigns that I've ever played in, and I've only been here for 3 sessions." So, and it's weird, because in that moment I realized I was suffering from imposter syndrome. I don't deserve to be here.
I don't belong at the table.
Yeah, I don't belong in this position that I have found myself in. And I realized imposter syndrome is something that a lot of creative type people deal with. You'll find several stories of, internet personalities finding themselves at these events with, other internet personalities and being like, I don't belong here. All I do is make fart jokes on the internet. And these people... And, these people are exacting real change in the world, and I just make fart jokes.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, it's like if we were at an event with like fruity knitting, like, okay, we are not worthy.
Yes.
Right? We don't deserve to be considered YouTubers or whatever you want to.
When fruity knitting is there.
When fruity knitting is there, like, never mind, right? They do such an amazing show with so much amazing content, and we just sort of sit here and do our thing.
And blurt it out in one take.
Yeah. Hopefully we get it right. Remember to change the episode number.
Yeah. But
and we have our cat coming and knocking the camera.
But she can't knock the camera this time.
No.
It's connected to my table. But yeah, I just wanted to say, imposter syndrome, if you ever find yourself experiencing it, just know that it's lying to you. If you are there, you deserve to be there.
Well, it's the same thing with people who say, "Oh, I couldn't knit that."
Oh, you totally can. You know how to knit, you know how to purl. You can knit it. Probably.
There may be a technique.
Yeah.
You need to learn or brush up on. Maybe you aren't going to knit it in an hour.
Yeah.
It might take you 6 months.
Yeah.
But you can do it if you know the basic stitches.
Yeah.
And so many people will do that. Oh, I'd love to make that, but I could never. I can't do color work because Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Same thing. Yeah, you deserve to be at the table. You deserve to be there.
You deserve to be able to say, "Hey, I made this."
Yeah. Yeah. It's a true story.
Yeah. So, that was my one little bit on imposter syndrome and just my interesting brush with that earlier this week.
Well, even, our friend Julie, who she likes to paint.
And she draws a lot.
She draws a lot. But a couple years ago, she had painted something.
Yeah.
And one of our friends said to her, "I would love a painting just like that in these colors with the blah, 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 blah." And she was like, "I can't charge her." Hey! Sorry. Let go. Get down. Okay. sorry about that. She was like, I can't charge for that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a painter.
No, but
I'm a hobbyist. And I said, hey, if that person came and asked you to do that, they value you as an artist.
Yeah.
And you charge them for it.
Yeah.
Because your skill is what they are.
Yeah.
And so I don't have any skills. I said, well, apparently they think you do.
Yeah.
So anyway, so good call, Mike. Yeah.
Imposter syndrome. It's lying to you.
No. Everyone deserves to be at the table.
Yep.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
That moves us on to Yarnquisitions. You actually have something written down here this time.
I do. Okay, so I know there's been a lot of Yarnquisitions lately.
But there's been a lot of good yarn.
But this is kind of I literally had to buy this. Not
okay.
So this is some Rowan. Where the heck's the camera? There it is. This is cover up Mike's face. This is Rowan Cocoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it in this sort of ivory color. And I'm going to tell you the ivory color. I'll tell you the colorways in a second. And this sort of blush pink.
Mm-hmm.
And this is blah, 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 blah.
I see the lot.
Oh, I guess this is 0801 and this is 8. Okay, so this one is 801, this is 851. And this is a 80-20 merino kid mohair.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to get this.
Okay.
Because I'm doing a class with Arna and Carlos.
Yes. Yes.
When they come to our town. To teach some classes right after Knit City. So in about 3 weeks.
Am I in that?
You're coming to the lecture, but you didn't want to do the class.
Yes.
So I have to do homework before the class. I'm taking their twined knitting class. I've never done twined knitting, so I'm taking their twined knitting class. And I have to do homework before the class. And it has to be done with this yarn.
Okay.
Because, of course, they're representatives of Rowan.
Yes. Twined knitting. What is
No idea.
Okay, there's no...
I'll tell you later.
See, ooh, Jude really did a number on
Jude really got me. And she bit me too. I'm expecting... Oh, yeah, there's another little bloody spot there where her little tooth went in. Jude's a funny cat.
Yeah.
She's one of those cats who's totally yes, love me, take care of me. Oh, it's amazing. And then,
yeah.
done. As you just witnessed.
Yeah.
She was still purring even when she had her teeth.
Yeah.
Carefully.
And here she comes back.
Shut up, you. She is such a brat.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, there we go. So that is a Yarnquisition.
Okay. And that moves us nicely on to foes. Foes! You have more things written down.
I have 2 foes. So as we knew last time, if I hadn't had these finished now.
Well, you're trying to take your knitting breaks.
I know, but it was like it's been a week and a half since and my knitting break was supposed to have started like earlier this week.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I finished my socks with my light punch yarn. I say I finished. I haven't. I haven't done my hands.
You haven't exhibition finished.
I haven't exhibition. They aren't blocked. I've already started wearing them. That's how I roll around here. And yes, they are my Because Mom Told Me To pattern recipe available on Ravelry.
And I just realized I'm also wearing my Mud Punch Because Mom Told Me To socks with the goth rainbow colorway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rub my face. So there we go. That is a faux. I have another faux. So if you remember, last time we were all here together at the same time, I had faux.
Yes.
That were getting frogged.
Yes.
And were then turning into whips.
Yes.
And one of them went from faux to frogged to whipped to faux.
Yes.
and it's going back to frog.
Oh no! What happened?
So I re-knit this Katniss calendar.
Yeah. Okay.
And basically, you can see what happens there.
Okay.
Right? Like that just goes way. So I realized I was really thinking that I needed to add length and add stitches to get this to, because it was going to be, it's coming, like I'm knitting this way, right?
Yeah.
So I thought I needed to really add length to get that around my friend. And if anything, I actually probably need to decrease. So I put it on her, and once again and I was like, oh man. So there's another faux.
That is returning to a frog and then a whip.
Frog, and then I eventually, when I'm knitting again, this will become a whip.
Alrighty.
So there was that. So, but it's still at this moment, it's in the category of faux. Now, on that note, because my friend, I think I said this last time too, she was really kind of looking for something more in probably like a gray brown as opposed to black.
Okay.
But with the color choices that I was able to find in the weight of yarn and stuff, it was really hard to find something like that. So I got the black.
Yeah.
So then I thought it would be cool to try bleaching it.
Oh.
Either doing like a speckled bleach.
Yeah.
Or doing like a dip.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of maybe like a gradient kind of bleach. So I knit it up.
Yes.
I knit up a swatch.
Okay.
In the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
And I started throwing bleach at it.
Yeah.
And nothing happened.
Okay.
So then I threw more bleach at it.
Yes.
And nothing happened.
Okay.
So then I soaked it for half an hour.
In bleach?
Okay. Nothing happened.
So
we're not doing the bleaching treatment on this.
Why did nothing happen?
I don't know. I can only think, and I'd have to get out the ball band and look at the ball band. It's 100% wool.
Mm-hmm. That can't be the natural color of the wool, can it?
You can have black sheep.
Yeah, but like that black.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Because even if it was a black sheep, it's going to be a little bit brown in the highlights. So...
Although, I mean, there's some pretty, but not that black. So I don't know. And if anyone does know, please let me know.
Interesting.
Because it was just something I wanted to play with and try.
And it turns out you can't do it with this yarn.
And then I even thought because she's a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, if I bleach it, like, and it goes like a really bad color, she can just like hair color.
Yeah.
It's
hair. It's hair.
Whatever color she wants. That was my idea. But anyway.
Oh, that'd be good.
That would be fun.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that
Whips.
moves us on to whips. Can I talk now?
I wrote you first.
Yeah, I am still working on Ursa. I've got a little bit of work in on the sleeve. I think it's just a little bit more, but now it's more like, yeah, that's a sleeve. Got to the first couple decreases for the sleeve, and yeah. I wanted to do a swatch because I wanted to experiment with this. Sorry.
I got safety glasses on. It's okay.
I wanted to experiment a little bit with that pattern along the bottom there. Mm-hmm. And because as long as I've been knitting it, I'm like, there are certain parts of the stitch pattern that I'm like, is that really necessary? What does this contribute to the look that makes it necessary? So I wanted to do a swatch up of like, this is what's written in the pattern. This is how I would write it. And even like a third, this is even something else that might look like it. So I wanted to swatch that up.
What do you mean?
So,
were you just thinking of doing like ribbing as opposed to this nice cushion one?
No. What I was thinking of doing, of course I won't say what this is, but what I was thinking of doing was just like knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one.
Uh-huh.
Which is not this.
Right.
And I wanted to compare and contrast. What does that look like versus this? And how much does all of this contribute to that look and make it different?
Interesting.
Yeah, and then there's even a third thing that I want to look at for
tune in the future.
Yes, I may have
for Mike's experimentation with yarn and knit stitches.
Yes. And that was sort of for my own curiosity. And there's even a third thing that I want to look at, which was what was done in the hood of my Ranger's cowl.
Right.
And I believe
the project that started it all.
So I was just kind of curious for to compare and contrast those things and see what the difference is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think you'll find there is a reason why she used that.
I mean I agree, but I want to know what that reason is.
Yeah. And I'll tell you my thoughts later.
Okay.
Okay. So, yes. And so, yeah.
Your whips.
Right. Okay. So also, from last week, you might remember that I had my Soldotna finished. Mm-hmm. And that I was frocking it. And that it would become a whip.
Yep.
Remember, I'm not knitting this past little while.
You're not supposed to be.
But I could put a couple rows on this because I'm not knitting. So anyway, yes, I've put a couple rows on that without all the extra increases in the underarms, and I've even taken in a few more stitches down the sides because it was crazy. It turned into this bell-shaped dress.
Yeah.
And that's in the larger sizes. So I don't know if that happens in smaller sizes, but I don't think the larger sizes were really thought out. So again, Soldotna, Lichen and Lace, Rustic Heathers in Nutmeg, Sky, Sage, and Pollen. I remembered them all.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay, and so because I'm not knitting.
You're knitting.
And so, the things that I'm knitting on are sitting because I can't
because you're not knitting on
knit
them.
on them.
Guess what she's been doing?
This is going to be... Okay, sorry. Now my balls fell through.
Oh, no!
Don't you hate it when your balls fall out the bottom?
I hate it when my balls drop.
It's awkward. They're flopping around.
You have to catch them.
Sorry.
And the more you try to catch them, the more they
balls
get away.
Balls jokes are too much fun.
Yeah. Everyone likes a good fingering.
Oh, shush. The fact that I'm making these jokes with my son is completely beside the point. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be my basket weave hat. Now I'm making this. It matches the sweater.
Yes.
So if you're wondering what the sweater that I'm making looks like, this is a good hint.
Mm-hmm. Well,
if you're newer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we showed.
You want to go back and see? Oh yeah, we showed pictures. So this is my basket weave hat. So my initial thought was, a hat is a hat is a hat. So what would make mine nicer? And how was I gonna? I was gonna shrink the pattern.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, if I keep the pattern at its same size, I could make one of those long toques.
Yeah. What did you call it?
Or even a Schwartz's hat.
Schwartz from Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. Yeah. So that was my sort of where I was going with this, or even like a Voyageur cap. which again, it's a bit longer and it like flops over.
Mm-hmm.
So then I put this on the other day to try to explain to Mike what it was going to look like.
And I said...
And he said, it's already a good slouchy cap.
Yeah.
So it's got... I've got a little bit more to do on it.
You got a little bit more. You got a couple more rows to do on it. But yeah.
So I've probably got...
Yeah, if you finish that
off,
it'll be a good
finish it off, and then it would just be a slouchy cap.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you think? Should I make it a slouchy?
Yeah.
Or should I make it a long...
A long pointy, down your back and...
Yeah. A super long pointy.
Because
it would just be gray. So
yeah, you finish off...
It's going to have another row of the black.
Yeah.
So it's going to have like this much more pattern color. And then it'll just be gray.
Yeah.
So do I essentially stop it there?
Yeah.
Crown it up and leave it as a slouchy? Mm-hmm. Or do I make it a long...
Yeah.
So let me know what you think. Doesn't mean I'm going to do what you say. But let me know what you think.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was Soldotna. I realized we completely skipped over Skies Above Armstrong.
Oh, we did. Oh,
but I'm sure if you couldn't tell from our talk, it's raining. Mm-hmm. It is currently raining. We're getting into fall.
Yeah, we had a few sort of a week worth, a few fairly big thunderstorm things coming through. And I'm wearing something sweaterish. I've been wearing my Ursa.
Yeah.
To work. It's perfect. I love my Ursa.
Very nice.
Both of my Ursas. But I've been wearing my linen one. And I'll transition into my wool one.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So, Mike.
Hi.
What do you bring to the table?
Well, I bring to the table something that I'm doing with you, Mom. Mm-hmm. Because I mentioned a little while ago that I got the Stranger Things starter set for Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm actually running that now with Mum in the party, and
I'm just fixing my hair.
Yeah, Melissa's in there, Robin is, and
our friend
Julie. So the campaign that we are running that comes with the starter set is The Hunt for the Fessel Hydra, which is the campaign that they were running in Stranger Things that led to all of the events and foreshadowed them. Yeah.
In the first season of Stranger Things, the four main boys were playing
the hunt
this game.
Yes. Run by Mike Wheeler.
Oh, right. I was looking at that name going, why do I know that name?
Because he's one of the characters in the show. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you, for what Mike brings to the table, how was your first session? How's it going? You're playing the wizard.
I'm playing a wizard.
Your name is Desperado.
Our group are called the Strangers.
The Strangers, yes.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
I like Juju Jelly Bean.
Jujubee Rainbow Sparkle Waterfall.
Yeah, that's one of our characters.
That's the elf cleric.
Yes, and then there's Bitch Boy.
Bitch Boy, the paladin.
And
the human paladin.
And
Mistress Mayhem, also known as May, the dwarf bard.
Yeah.
You got to do one of the favorite things of all wizards and cast a flaming sphere.
Yeah. It did good.
It's doing good. Because
aren't we out of that room?
Not yet. There's still like 5 or 6 more troglodytes in that room.
Okay,
so,
we're killing troglodytes.
Yes, you're killing troglodytes, and there is an owlbear in the other room, but
you can't kill troglodytes just anywhere. I'm just saying, if you want to kill troglodytes, you gotta play D&D. It's a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
I think I made a mistake
in
assigning, because Mike came out and said, which character do you guys want to be? And then he described one of the characters as this character is most like Jester
from Critical Role.
And Jester's like a badass.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, that's what Julie should be.
But what I meant was they're a cleric.
Yeah. And so Julie's just got all these spells and it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah,
for
I'm
her.
wondering if I should offer her to swap out for one of the other characters.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'll pose that tonight. And
we're just playing anyway.
Yeah. And we're playing tonight.
Yes.
We're gonna be down Melissa, but I may have enlisted Fiona to fill in for Melissa.
Okay, that'll be good.
So, yeah.
Sure. We're gonna have a professional with us noobs. Anyway, so yeah, no, it's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's been it is overwhelming.
Yeah,
it's like
your first experience is always overwhelming.
It's like, what's happening? What can I do?
Yeah, I realized.
I get it. I understand what's going on because
of how much you watch.
Because of how much I watch Critical Role, so I understand. So it's like there I am. I'm like writing notes and drawing maps as he describes things. I'm like, okay, it goes there, blah blah blah, and someone else looks at me, should we be taking notes?
Yeah.
I'm like, I
mean, you should in theory have your own notes. You shouldn't be relying on one player to be taking all the notes, but
nobody told them they should take notes.
Yeah. That would be my bad.
Anyway, so yeah, no, but it's fun. It's yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of sort of like, what if we this, what if we that, and
yeah. I realized I forgot to hand out. I actually have little cheat sheets for like what you can do in combat on your turn and how your turn is laid out. And
that would be handy.
Yeah.
You get those tonight?
Yeah, but I was also worried that might be overwhelming. So.
Well, knowing that we can go. Oh, it depends how detailed it is.
Well, it would.
You know what? A great cheat sheet would be like when you're in combat, is just sort of like, okay, you have like an action, a movement,
and a bonus
action, or you have two actions, or you have, or your cantrip you just do.
Yeah. So what it is right now is, on your turn in combat, you have a movement. You can move up to your movement speed.
Yeah.
You have one action. Mm-hmm. These are what your action can be.
Mm-hmm.
You also have a bonus action, which can be blah 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 blah. And and at the very bottom, a couple quick reminders.
Yeah.
Things that are often got wrong.
It's hard though, even to, especially like I'm trying to, like, because I keep asking, how far from this, how big is that?
Tonight I'm gonna actually lay out a map.
Okay, because it's really hard because you know.
Yeah,
do you want to move? I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to lay out tonight a map.
Yeah.
Because that was also one of my mistakes last session. Should have laid out a map.
Yeah, cool. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's good, and you're a good dungeon master.
Oh, thank you.
Well, so the boys, Cam and
Lloyd
were home when we started this.
Yep, and they were peanut gallery.
Oh my! Cam was heckling too much. I told him to shut up. I did. Cammy, I told you to stop.
Shut up.
You weren't being helpful. But no, people always say what a good storyteller you are because come on, when we play werewolf and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, D&D's fun, and
I would recommend it to anybody.
I don't have anything to really compare it to. There's definitely a learning curve.
It's two things that people hate. It's improv and it's math, but when you put them together, it works like a dream.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's the improv. A lot of people struggle with the what?
Yeah,
and the yes and.
Yeah, well, yeah, in Dungeons and Dragons there's sometimes good reason to say no and. But yeah, it's something I would absolutely recommend getting into. A lot of libraries these days have D&D nights. Stop by.
It's honestly not for 11-year-old boys in basements.
No.
Good times. Mm-hmm. I only found out that my brother used to play. Back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think I learned that when Robin and I were in Vancouver, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, that's what I bring to the table is D&D.
And now it's time for events from around the world. Okay. So, coming up on Friday, September 20th, it's Fiber Days.
Fiber Days
2019.
Woo!
When I tried to say that earlier, it was easier to say, so I'm wondering if I wrote it down wrong.
Winnedotti?
Oklahoma.
Winnedotley? Is that a T or no?
Wyandotte?
Wyandotte?
I could say that earlier. It made sense.
Wyandotte.
So that's Fiber Days 2019 somewhere in Oklahoma.
Somewhere in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I don't think we're in Oklahoma anymore. Or is it Oklahoma? I can't remember. Kansas. Wow.
On the other hand, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Oklahoma, where the waving. Okay.
Anyway.
On Saturday, September 21st, it's Ohio Wool and Fiber Festival in Yellow Springs. See, I could say that one. Ohio.
And we can say that one too.
Ohio Wool and Fiber Festival, Saturday, September 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And also on Saturday, September 21st, it is Worldwide Spin in Public Day in Berlin.
Just going to stand in the
Or
middle
at least
of that.
there's a group that are celebrating it in Berlin because it is worldwide. But
You're just going to stand in the middle of the road and start
spin.
doing circles.
Always a good time. Worldwide Spin in Public, Saturday, September 21st.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Knit City coming up in Vancouver, first weekend of October.
Sue and Melissa will be there.
We'll be road tripping.
Yep. And I am working.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, we have nobody to announce. So, that should bring us to the end of our episode today. Thank you for joining us today. And, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out here on YouTube. Join us on Ravelry, Close Knit Family Knitcast. Follow us on I got that completely mixed up.
Okay.
Follow us on Instagram, Close Knit Family Knitcast. Join us on Ravelry. All the information for that will be in the end card and in the description.
It only takes 21 times to form a habit.
And as always, keep your knitting close and your family closer. Bye.